Good morning, guys, and what we're going to do today is we're going to sort out your daily action plan. This daily action plan is going to save you energy in your business at any given time. So this isn't a daily plan of action as you would normally see, but I like to do things different. Now, I'm not going to be telling you to go out and be adding people to your audience and to be having X amount of conversations. We're all entrepreneurs here, and we know that those things are just a given. But what this is going to do, it's going to help to maintain what you actually can start doing on a day-to-day basis and have your audience to a point of knowing what you do, who you are, and how you help them. Because we all know, or if you don't know already, you should do, is that before we can expect to go out and expect people to be opening their wallets and giving us their money, their hard-earned cash, we can't sell before building an audience. It's all about building an audience that knows us, likes us, trusts us, but also knows that we know our shit and that we can demonstrate that within our content. So designing your daily action plan to save energy is not just about managing tasks, it's about optimizing your energy and allocating that to drive business success. And by doing this, prioritizing consistently, effectively, communication and strategic pivoting. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow you to maximize your productivity and achieve those goals with confidence. So how do we start designing a daily action plan and where to put the energy into your business? Well, your DAP, it starts with identifying your non-negotiables based on your current life and your business circumstances. Understand that your energy allocation, it can be flexible, and it allows you to pivot based on those desired outcomes. And this way, you can figure out your own flow, which will allow you to show up more and consistently over a longer period of time. So it ensures that you're here for the long game and not the short game. Because when you're here for the short game, it means that you tend to get burnt out and you get demotivated, and then you stop showing up for your business. And when your audience sees that you're consistently showing up for bigger pockets of time, the easier and easier the sales will start to become, and the deeper the trust is built within your audience. I'm just going to have a little drink. I am a little bit addicted to pure orange right now. So this is pure orange. Beautiful. So building that trust with your audience, whether that's through live sessions, whether that's through written content or creating micro assets, and establishing a consistent presence, this is crucial. It's crucial for attracting and retaining customers. And by finding a sustainable rhythm within your business, you're going to ensure that you have that longevity and that ease in your business. So this could look like going live a few times a week with shorter written pieces of content to fuel people to those lives. It could be doing fewer lives and more written content. So remember, these can, you can pivot with these. You're not going to be wanting to make lives every single week. I have times where I won't do any lives in my Facebook group, but I'll go heavier on the written content and making short form video. So you can pivot those according to what's going on in your business, whether you're in launch, or what's going on in your personal life. But what you want to do is you want to be creating leverage where you can, just like I showed you with turning one piece of content into shorter forms of written or short form videos. You can create a training for the week for your clients or for your free community, and then you can use that training as a basis topic for the week. And what this does is it's going to allow you to take pieces of training delivered and create shorter pieces of content and lead gen posts with a call to action to guide them to that video training. And this is massively going to maintain your energy, and it's going to it's going to minimize what you have to do on the daily, all while still providing value to your audience and showing up. Whether you're talking about free training or paid products, look at the ways that you can create micro assets and things which will allow you to step away from your business at certain stages. So, for example, this I'm creating this right now. I can drop a few hints and tips in my Facebook community, not giving the whole thing, everything away like I'm doing with you, but creating that pieces of value so that people actually can look at their daily action plan in a completely different way. Because you will probably know that most daily action plans, it's like, add this amount of people, go into this group, message these people, some very basic stuff. And what people tend to do is do that every single day, day in, day out. And what that does is it reminds me of a little bit like working in a what do you call it? Like a factory where you do the same thing, like pickpacketing, I think it's called. Hi, Marley, sit down. Pickpacking. So you know when you're doing the same thing day in, day out, it gets very mundane, it gets very repetitive, it gets really boring. It's not going to stimulate creativity, and it's your creativity that makes your business fun. Okay, so in regards to buckets of value, you have a ton of stuff that you can pull from group training, Q&As, even other people's questions and answers. That's why I love group questions and answers, because you can take a question there, and if that question's been asked, you know that your audience has the same question. So you can write a piece of content about that question and give some clarity on that. Questions and answers. In the guide section, our expert speakers, like I wrote a post yesterday about the expert speaker that we had on, Terry, and just give some valuable insight into, creating your brand and your brand personality. And also not just in here, but anything that you have done and that relates to your audience. So things like, who are you? What you know, how you can help them, what you value, what are your insights, what's your process, what's your vision, who you help, who you don't help, what you offer, what problems it solves, how it has helped you or how it's helped your client, why has it helped you and your client. So can you see there, you've got so much scope for creating different types of content which is congruent with what you are doing in your business, or documenting your journey. Yeah, anything else that someone would need to know before having a chat to feel confident in signing up for one of your offers. And instead of having conversation after conversation every single day in the DMs about X, Y, and Z, and getting them to a point of understanding how your online business work, and done right, this also, it's going to drastically reduce the amount of objections that you get from prospects, because you're utilizing the things that you've created, video training in your community, things like that. And it means that you can put that time in the DMs and messages with people who are closer to the point of already being ready to buy, and they're already problem and solution aware. And what this is going to do is it's going to help you to be maintaining that consistent flow day in and day out of output, which leads me onto the DMs and making offers. So having some form of conversation daily and making some type of offer. And these don't have to always be monetary offers. Offers come in if you're having a conversation and someone needs help with lead flow or content or how to build an audience, anything that you've got in your community that can help them is classed as an offer. If you say, do you know what, I did a training on XYZ, shall I shoot you over the access? That is an offer, because it's getting your audience one step closer to knowing that you can help them and you are someone of value. You know your shit. Now, if you have enough conversations flowing and people you're chatting to about X, Y, and Z, you don't have to go out and start a new conversation or even respond to specific ones. But this is how I would personally prioritize my own inbox. So first of all, buyers and coaching clients, answering questions and helping them. I've moved it to a communication channel, just like you guys, you're in Voxer. So that eliminates, that means that basically I start by going to Voxer and seeing what you guys are asking. So I'm helping you guys first. You are my priority. And then it's back to the DMs. It's offer and follow up, hot conversations, people that I've already been chatting with about X thing. And then comment outreach and engagement. So like I explained to you guys before, the power of 5, that is part of your DAP. That's one of your non-negotiables. Going to your previous content from the day before or that day and doing your power of 5 or your power of 10 depends on how many conversations that you're wanting to start up. And then new followers and people who are just coming into your world and want to know what you're about and fueling them in to your community. So I don't mean as soon as you start talking to them, you're going to send them to your community, but you're going to start those conversations so that they're seeing your content that are going to have some call to actions to your community. Or, if it comes up in conversation, then again, you're going to invite them. I've actually got a training on X, Y, and Z in my community. Would you like to shoot that over to you? Yeah. And what you're doing is you're using your assets to leverage and build rapport and provide that value with your audience. And then it would be outbound. So you can create outbound by, stories. Through your non-offer content. If someone says something really good or as a good opinion or whatever on your content, or you have a something good to say on their content, that's the way that you do your outbound messaging. And then lastly, it'd be old conversations, people who have said no prior, that you've been chatting with before, And this doesn't mean that you need to check all these things in the DMs every single day. It all depends on what you need to be doing in your business right now. But it is important that you're having conversations every day. So now we're going to go into your lean plan. Now, before we dive in, something you want to be aware of. If you're self-imposing, if you say not very nice things to yourself, if you question yourself a lot, if you've got a little bit of that negativity going around your mind, if you're thinking things like, not as far as I'd like to be right now, things like that, look at what you're doing. Look at what is it that you feel you need to work on? What is it that you feel you need to change? Zone into that and change it. Work on it. Not confident about doing it? Do it more. Challenge yourself. Right, I'm really not confident about making conversation with people in the DMs. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to sit down and I'm really going to master the art of reaching out to people in the DMs and having those, starting off those conversations. For example, I got to a point where I used to say that my DM sales conversations were really shit because I'd invested in a messenger program and it actually confused the hell out of me because there were so many moving parts, and so it really knocked my confidence. So what I did was I just stopped using it and I went back to just making conversations in the DMs and feeling that a bit confident, and then using my content on the front end to bring those conversations to me. So just an example that happened to me there. Remember, things could be moving smoothly, but humans can create problems inside our own heads because they're not happening as fast as we like them to, and we usually peck our own heads. So just be aware that if things are moving, don't think about things moving monetarily. You have to build these skills up and be confident in applying them. So don't base what you're doing just on monetary results. If you've only been putting out content for a month and you're like, oh my god, I'm not getting any inbound messages, that's okay. Like, it's not one piece of content. We've got to learn to get good at shit, just like when we started learning to ride a bike. So always celebrate your small wins and look forward. Look at how far that you've come instead of obsessing over the next level and the next thing. Okay, so don't forget to look back regularly at how far that you've actually come within your process and within your business. So a breakdown of my exact weekly plan. So first of all, you want to pick a topic for the week, and what that's going to do, it's going to, instead of creating all these different topics and it taking you forever and a day to write your content for the week and create videos or whatever, one topic a week can have different angles. Okay, so pick your topic and create a 10 or 20-minute video on that topic, or create 2 long-form written pieces of content for your community, or if you've not got a community yet, for your Facebook profile. And in fact, if you're just doing everything on your Facebook profile, I would do one long form written. And then what you're going to do is you're going to leverage that content and create a few short form pieces of content that you can also turn into reels and stories. So what that means is if you've got longer pieces of content, You've got shorter pieces of content. What you're doing is you're reaching people who have different concentration spans. Okay, so you're still kind of getting your message out there in shorter piece. Longer pieces, don't think, oh well, I'll just do shorter pieces, because I find longer pieces as well, they're the ones that really bring your buyers up to the surface quicker. And then, you've got your reels and your stories. So your reels and your stories, they're what are gonna, they reach more eyeballs. So your reels, they go outside of your friends list, and your stories goes outside your friends list and hits your followers. So reels, they are seen by your audience, they're seen by your followers, and they're seen by people outside of your audience and your followers. So it brings more eyeballs onto you. And your stories, they are seen by your friends, your audience, and from people that are following you. Now, number 4, you want to mix in other content topics that we've discussed in the previous guides. So these could be one win post, rather yours or your client's win, monetary or non-monetary, not just monetary. And it could be one investment post. An investment could be investing time, investing money that you've invested to learn X. I feel that this is something that people miss out a lot, talking about what they've invested in and why. And I just find that it really, instead of saying you should invest in yourself, talking about your own investment shows your audience that you've got skin in the game, that you're taking this serious. And if you can explain about why you've made those investments, it shows them, it gives them a peek into how you're running your business and why. And another example, so you could have one excited post, so something that you're excited about in your business, what's lighting you up right now, and one lifestyle post. And then this shows who you are outside of your business. What do you like to get up to in your spare time? There's other examples. If you look at your content buckets in Guide 3 and your branding buckets in Guide 1, you can pick and choose each one differently for different weeks, different months. And don't forget to use the How to Write Content framework, which is provided in Guide 3, and pick a day and a time that you feel most productive to get most of your content done, or at least a good skeleton body of what that looks like, so you can just tweak it a little bit before you put it out. Use your time wisely, so multitask. So for example, when the weather's okay, when it's not chucking it down and it's not dead windy, I'll record a few short videos while I'm walking Marley. And I have to walk Marley 7 days a week, so I've got plenty of chance there. If you're out playing with the kids at the park, if you're cooking with the kids, if you're just cooking by yourself, if you're doing a workout, anything at all, you can let your video run and then just edit it into shorter pieces of video, and basically you can use those things for stories, and you can use them over and over again. So use your time wisely. You can rather get yourself a cheap tripod. I think I've just ordered another tripod because I lost my other one. I think it cost me like 12 quid off TikTok shop. So they're not expensive, but if you don't want to buy a tripod, find places to put your phone so it can just film you as you are doing your day-to-day things. If you don't like wearing earphones while recording outside, which I don't, I use CapCut app to record, because I can use the pause button when I'm talking, and after that I can edit the volume to like 1,000. So this really cuts out any background noise and any wind. Okay, so I want to give you a general idea of what my day looks like. So one, I'm going to post a short form video to seed to my long form content. Two, post long form content to build that rapport, to generate conversations and pre-sell on who you are and your stories. Conversations, so usually off the back end of content, and maintain the order of flow of leads. If I've got no conversations going on in the DMs, what you can do is the power of 5. You can generate those conversations. If you've had conversations before and you've created a piece of training, you can go back to them and go, hey Jerry, listen, I've just created a piece of content I think that you would benefit from based on this last conversation. Do you want to check it out? So it's as easy as that. And number 4, closing. So making those offers with the offer doc and closing those deals. So just repeat that. Number 1, post short form videos to seed to long form content. Post long form content to build rapport and to generate those conversations, pre-selling on you and our stories. Conversations, so usually these are off the back end of the content. And number 4, making offers and closing deals. Pivoting your energy based on what's happening in your business. So, for example, say your problem is that your content is not performing. So base content off conversations, sales coming in, and not engagement. So if you're thinking, oh, my content's not performing, don't base it on the number of likes or comments. I don't get a lot of likes and comments. Base it on what is happening behind the scenes in your DMs. So the solution to that would be change your style of content. Work on your copywriting, make sure that you're testing different lengths, different styles. Are you mixing up different types of content, or have you fallen into putting out one type? You always want to look like, have you got a balance within your content? And this is applicable to your video and your written. So make sure that you've got that balance within written and within video. Okay, so if your problem, for example, is not hitting income goals or you're not making sales, so the solution to this is ensure that you're having enough conversations and generating leads. Remember the power of 5. Even if you can only do the power of 2 some days, you can even have days where you increase that 5. You might think, right, do you know what? I'm going to spend my day to day is going to be spent on creating content, creating conversations, and that might be what you'll do for that day just to get things swinging. Don't mean you have to do it every day. So, are you presenting enough offers? Consider making more offers. Like I say, doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be an offer that leads to monetary. It can be an offer to check something out that you've created that's going to help them. Put out a public offer on your socials. These don't have to be monetary either, but make sure that you're being intentional with your non-monetary offers and then following up and not just, casting your net out. And then outbound messages, these don't have to be aggressive messages like buy my shit. It can be simply, hey, really liked your input on my post in the community on XYZ, and detach yourself from turning an outbound message into a sale right now. It's going to fill up your pipeline for the future. Problem number 4, not having enough conversations and your inbox is just like dead. Okay, so adjust your content to stimulate more inbound conversations. Engage in outbound communication, and maintain a non-aggressive approach. Problem number 5, you're having conversations, they're flowing, your offer's being seen, but you're not converting them into paying clients. So what I would do is analyze the pre-qualifying process. What is going on in the pre-qualifying? Are they the right people for your offer? And accessing the timing of your offer. Are you sending your offer out too soon? And you're just being a little eager beaver and sending it out too soon. You don't want to do that, because if you send it out too soon, then you've lost them. Okay, so let them sit with that pain for a little bit. If you know the pain that they're having, you can create content around it. Not in a point your finger at Mr. Bean and then go, oh my God, they've just wrote a piece of content about me. But write about that problem, write about that pain, write about the solution, and write about the outcome of it. If you're already talking with them in the DMs, they're going to see that piece of content. So let them sit with that pain for a bit. And don't jump the gun of shooting your offer over. Is the offer compelling enough? Look at enhancing your copy inside of your offer. So tweaking things. You can even ask people for feedback. When I created my landing page for the first time, so for Reborn, I did it a bit differently. I created a landing page and then they got the offer. And I actually asked for feedback. I think Chelsea was one of the people I remember, and I asked for feedback on, was the landing page, was it enticing? Did it make you excited? I asked those questions because I'd never done a landing page before giving the offer. I'd always been, when you're interested, give them the offer, skip the landing page. So ask for feedback. Don't be afraid. So guys, I hope this was helpful in regards to looking at your DAP in a different way, and being able to save energy in your business and get a little bit more creative in your business instead of sticking to mundane things that you're doing day in, day out. If you've got any questions, drop them over. I will attach this document to the video so that you've got it in written form, so you can print it out or look at it or whatever. I always think it's good sometimes something like this if you've got it written down as well. So ciao for now.